Welcome to another In Wheel Time podcast. From the Sugar Shack Studios in Houston, Texas, USA, it is the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Just ahead, our brother from US News has the skinny on the all-new VW ID Buzz. Jeff has the cruise in and events calendars. I hope if I don't choke myself to death.
All right.
And I'll bring you stories making automotive news headlines this week. Howdy. Along with Mike out of this world, Mars, we need more Jeff Zekin. Chief Engineer David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong, about to choke to death over here. All right. So we've decided, another executive decision.
While we were in break.
In the break, that we're going to, because we don't want to bother John and,
he's a busy man.
ruin
He's got
his
stuff
life.
to do.
Yeah, we're going to do the U.S. News VW ID Buzz review.
Probably got to shovel snow when we're done with this.
Yeah, probably. So, John, is it snowing up there?
It is not. It's just raining a whole lot.
Is it? Well, welcome to Houston, Texas, and I see that you're going to take us to San Francisco, California.
I was in San Francisco a couple months ago now, driving this car.
I believe that the last time we talked to you, you teased us with the fact that you were there, couldn't write about it, none of that. We've been down the road before. Yep. But as soon as we can do it, we'll do the review. Great. I'm glad, because we want to know about the VW ID Buzz, which I think amongst us older journalists, we were all really kind of excited because it was going to bring back the old VW buzz, if you will.
Hippies. Yeah.
The hippie buzz.
The new one is definitely a different animal than the original. It's all electric, 3-row minivan. Oh. Sliding side doors, everything like a Honda Odyssey except for an electric powertrain.
Well, I was going to say the Dodge Caravan.
Yeah, the doors on both sides slide?
Yep.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
So 3-row, that's like any large SUV then.
Yeah.
Or a minivan.
Is it more SUV like than it is minivan?
No, it's definitely a minivan.
It is, okay. All right. And I assume that the battery packs are underneath the floor?
Yeah, it rides on a skateboard platform like most EVs now, where the battery packs are flat under the floor, so it lifts the cabin up a little bit, at the same time giving it super low ground clearance.
Good. And does it feel heavy like all of the EVs that I've driven?
It feels very heavy. Yeah. But it does have, depending on which one you buy, 280 to 330 horsepower. So it scoots along with vigor. Once you reach highway speeds, it doesn't feel a whole lot faster than, say, a Pacifica or a Sienna, but getting there, it's a whole lot quicker.
How is the range on this thing?
Well, that is its biggest issue. For a car that you want to take on road trips, you want it to have a 300-mile range or so.
Yep, agreed.
The ID Buzz, depending on which one you buy, 231 to 234.
No, why? What happened?
Yeah,
I know.
Yeah, and so when because I know how these junkets go when you go out there. So they have all these Volkswagen people all over you, making sure that, what do you need? What kind of information? Can you ride it with somebody? Can you swap? I know how all that goes. So the question is, what was the response when you said, but I can only go 230 miles on a charge?
Yeah, it's a big, heavy van. There's a lot there to move. It's a big brick to move through the air. And there's only so much room in the platform to accommodate batteries. Maybe in the future we'll see a longer range version with a different kind of battery pack. But right now we're stuck at that 230 range.
So my question, who are the buyers for this? Because you said soccer moms and you said, the Odyssey and all that good stuff, and you went to Caravan. Are those the buyers they're looking for, or is it something new and unique and what they're wanting to sell?
So I think there are a couple buyers. There's, the nostalgic folks who remember the original Volkswagen Bus, who have enough money that this becomes an SUV alternative. And then there are those families who most of their tasks are, urban tasks. They can afford the price tag, and it's, the soccer mom car or the soccer dad car.
So it's going to be kind of like, the way I look at it anyway, is the Tesla Cybertruck. Nobody that really wants a real truck would buy that thing.
I disagree.
I kind of disagree with you.
I do that too. Yeah.
I think this serves the minivan buyer market really, really well.
This will.
This one does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It has a ton of space in it. The only way to get more room is to buy a Suburban.
Oh.
I mean,
Does it?
minivans are caves when it comes to carowings.
Well, because I look at the Chrysler Pacifica with the fold in the floor seats, the handiness of it. It gets fairly decent gas mileage. I mean, it'll seat an army of people in it in luxury. It rides great. It's a great highway vehicle. And in essence, what you're saying is this is an electric competitor to the Chrysler Pacifica.
It is.
So why would I buy this?
Because you want a Volkswagen Bus.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the nostalgic and
the nostalgic.
Yeah, I think all that's going to come into play. It's going to be high in the percentage of why you want to buy this. And then, of course, what kind of aftermarket things are they going to do to this? Are they going to make little windows to go in the roof line for the old school look? Or, are they going to put different features on for moldings and that for the big VW on it? What are they going to do?
John, I get the feeling that going along with what you said, I think that they are well aware of the fact that it doesn't have as much range as all of us are kind of expecting, and that they're going to address that first out of the box, don't you?
I would think so. The other thing you need to remember is it was designed basically as a European vehicle.
Yeah.
Where range is not quite as important as it is in America. In Europe, it is sold as both a passenger vehicle and as a cargo vehicle. And that actually gives it a few design compromises. The reason the headlights are mounted so high is because in commercial vehicles, you want them up and out of the kind of urban danger zone.
Crash
where
zone.
you tend to, bump things around.
Yep.
Right.
So, there were a lot of compromises involved in getting this vehicle on the road. And we have a slightly different one than they have in Europe. We have the long wheelbase version. In Europe, they have a shorter version, which is, closer to the original van size.
Will they ever sell the shorter wheelbase version here?
The short wheelbase version is not coming to the U.S.
Okay.
So is the infrastructure for electric vehicles different in Europe from here? I mean, they have more of it because if they're building it specifically for a European clientele, a European customer, they must have an advantage of the charging stations and the way they get around, obviously short rangers.
Absolutely. Yeah, Europe is probably close to a decade ahead of us in charging infrastructure.
Wow.
But they have it so you can park at a parallel parking spot on the street and hook it up to the light pole next to the car. It's that easy.
Wow.
Well, clearly we missed the beat on that, didn't we?
Well, but don't you think, John, that some of that's due to the difference in the environments? I mean, they've got narrower streets. Their distances are shorter. I mean, you try and go from us to El Paso. It's 800, almost 900 miles. I mean, most cars, you're going to have to charge them 4 or 5 times, and you're basically adding a day to the trip. Over there,
absolutely,
800 miles will take you across 5 countries.
Yeah, and in Europe, when they take that 800-mile trip, they're going to do it by train because, they have their train networks are a whole lot more comprehensive than ours.
True.
We like to get in our own car and take that drive.
So do you feel that the ID Buzz is going to be just kind of like a niche vehicle among the most popular settlers that they have in the Volkswagen showrooms?
I think so, at least for the first, year to 18 months. I think that's what it's going to be. And it's going to be really hard to get for that period of time. And really expensive because I think there are going to be some substantial dealer markups involved. But after 18 months, I'm not sure how it's going to do.
We actually had a guest on from a Volkswagen club this morning, and we talked about car clubs and has anyone shown up at one of their meets with one of these. He said not yet, but they really don't anticipate it coming soon. So there's always that.
I could not go anywhere when I had this without being filmed, chatted up in parking lots. It was It got a lot of attention.
Well, of course, it is also San Francisco, where the whole cruise thing with all the electric cars had big news. I mean, when it comes to electric cars, that's the place that you're going to have
autonomous
an
vehicles,
electric
all that,
car to debut.
Yeah, I've also had it for a week at home in Portland, and it was the same way.
Wow. Very cool.
Very interesting.
You know, one thing that might help, like you said, they're going to be kind of limited, but when they get ready to really go mainstream, they could do a remake of one of the Cheech and Chong movies.
Oh, that'd be great.
Just saying. Might get it out into the mainstream a little bit more.
Call it Up in Electricity or Up in Smoke?
Up in yours.
Smoke too, yeah.
Snoop Dogg is having a moment. So.
There you go.
We call it Snoop Dogg Mars is what we call it.
That's right. All right, so is it for sale? Can you order it? Can you go to the dealership and get it?
It is going on sale and arriving in dealers any day now.
Okay. So
I want to test drive one
sometime. So there's a backlog.
Are they made in Europe? Are they made in Germany? Where are they made?
They're made in Germany.
Okay.
So they're imported.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just actually opened up a brand new import facility down in Freeport, Texas, which is right in the middle of the state's Gulf Coast, and this magnificent VW facility down there. And I guess if you wanted to see them come off the ship, that would be the place to go. But I understand it's state-of-the-art, millions and millions of dollars they spent on it. Yeah. They moved it from the port of Houston down the coast, and from what I understand, it's supposed to be the bomb down there. But at any rate.
John, how much is this going to cost?
So it starts at $60,000, but the one you want is $67,000.
Okay.
Great.
The bells and
one
whistles.
you want is the all-wheel drive.
Two motors.
Yeah. Well, John, so where can we get your review on U.S. News?
So head over to usnews.com, and you can see a couple stories. You can see our first drive review, and then we have a story out that just talks about the 10 coolest features of this car.
Cool. Do you want to do those now, or you want to save it for a later date?
We can do those now. We can come back.
Well, let's do them now. Let's do from 10 to 1.
Okay. Let me bring them up so I can make sure that I.
Not that we're putting you on the spot or anything.
Yeah, you put him on the Don Armstrong spot that can't remember anything.
So while you're looking at that, is that the actual one you drove behind you?
That is one of the ones I drove.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know they make different color combinations of them.
Yep. They have the Skittles palette. Bright colors.
Yeah.
The only one I'm not a fan of is they have a red with a silver two-tone that just doesn't look right.
Not your cup of tea, huh?
Yeah. Okay. Anytime you're ready.
Okay. So number one, it will get you noticed. If you're a wallflower, this is not the car you want.
Gotcha. That I think
sense.
that would make sense totally.
It will even get you noticed at night because it has a really interesting lighting signature up front. That big Volkswagen logo that's like 10 inches in diameter lights up. You can't get away from it.
Interesting. And you can't turn it off, I assume.
Nope.
Unplug it, I guess.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, number 3.
You can turn anything off with enough effort.
Right. Yeah.
It's electric. No trips to the gas pump.
Okay.
Save you a lot of money over the life of the car in gas.
Okay.
Especially if you're doing home charging. It's more hare than tortoise. Remember the old bus? If you wanted to time it from 0 to 60, you had to get out a calendar.
Yeah. I remember that. Yeah.
Yes.
That's a good one there.
Yeah.
So this van is quick. It's
Torquey.
It goes.
Very good.
The retro is done well. It's really hard to do retro.
Yes.
Ford found that out when they brought out a new Thunderbird several years ago, and it just flopped.
Yeah.
Because they didn't put a decent engine in it. Chevy came out with the SSR, this retro pickup that, cult classic, but nobody really wanted it.
Yeah. The HHR is another one. It just didn't work.
Exactly. Ton of room inside. Just, it's a minivan. There's no way to beat a minivan without a full-size truck-based SUV when it comes to cargo room.
I agree. Yep.
Yep.
And it's really easy to configure. You just flop the seats down, and you have space. For passengers, it's also the floor is low. The cabin is really airy. It feels like you have a lot of space. It's really well done. Room for the whole band. So, 6 or 7 passengers depending on the setup you buy, and there's a ton of cargo room or a ton of passenger room, even for everybody sentenced to the third row.
Wow. Easy access and to get into the third?
Super easy access to get to the third row. The second row slides forward. Easy to get back there. I can fit back there. I was on the event with somebody who's 6'9", and he was sitting back there. Took a little bit more of a shoehorn to get him back there, but
he got
was
there.
Comfortable once he got there.
Yeah.
He's still in it.
Hadn't got him out yet.
USB ports. This sounds silly to talk about USB ports, but USB ports are some of the most valuable real estate in a family truckster because everybody has a device to charge. They are everywhere in this van. If you have more devices than the van has ports, that's your problem, not the van.
Yeah.
Cool interiors. I mean, they're not traditional interiors. Yes, there are some plastics. In fact, a fair number of plastics. But, it's light, it's bright. If you want that interior, you can get a dark interior that has, dark woods, really rich colored leather seats or faux leather seats. You cannot get leather in this van. Even at that price, which I think is a little bit of a miss.
Yeah. You're kind of blowing my idea of the Cheech and Chong movie here with all this nice stuff.
Yeah. It'd be hard to get that smell out of this interior, I think.
All righty then.
Yeah.
So, loaded with tech, digital instrument panel, big infotainment system, and a ton of safety. In the old minivan, you were sitting in front, or in the old Volkswagen bus, you were sitting in front of the wheels, and if you rear-ended somebody, you were the crumple zone.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. The new one is much safer, meets or exceeds all the government and IIHS benchmarks, airbags, automatic emergency braking, semi-automated driving. And the systems worked really well without being too intrusive, which is a little uncommon. They do it better than a lot of other manufacturers.
Well, it's something that everybody needs to look into, in my opinion. Now, whether you like it or not, just go check it out. I want to go check it out.
Yeah.
Well, John, we're out of time, and we certainly appreciate your time today on the In Wheel Time Show. And it's always great to talk to you and get all the latest from usnews.com. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
Thank you, John. Merry Christmas, buddy.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, and
Merry Christmas.
Look for you at the front end of the year. All right. Let's see. If you'd like to download the app, do it to your phone. You have access to In Wheel Time Car Talk 24/7. Just look for In Wheel Time Car Talk in the App Store. And check us out on the Odyssey Radio app. More of the In Wheel Time Car Talk show right after this quick break.
The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupe Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupe Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupe Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in West Houston. Visit any of the Lupe Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupe experience with queso flameado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupe beef and chicken fajitas, or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupe Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupe Tortilla, he's pretty good. The rescheduled Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social is happening Saturday, January 11th, and you're invited. Bring your car, truck, or SUV, meet other enthusiasts, and find out what it'll take to get your car looking show-worthy again. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your one-stop shop for paint detailing, coatings, window tint, clear bras, camera installs, and wheel repair. The Car Social is your opportunity to get a tour of this state-of-the-art facility located at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. Join the Car Social Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon. Talk to other owners and see how good your car can look on the upcoming Hot Rod Tour of Texas. Put it on your calendar, the Gulf Coast Auto Shield Car Social, Saturday, January 11th, 9 to noon at 11275 South Sam Houston Parkway, just south of the Southwest Freeway. The N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show will be there too. We hope to see you then.
Hey, today's N-Wheel Time Car Talk Show is sponsored by Lupe Tortilla Tex-Mex, Gulf Coast Auto Shield, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories. Be sure and support them through your ride. Time now for the Cruise In and Events calendars,
Yes,
Jeffrey.
sir. Coming up the week after Christmas, of course, there's a lot of stuff going on now with Toys for Tots and charities and events and things like that. So December 27th at 6:30 p.m. to 11 p.m., you got the Valley Ranch Cruise In at Valley Ranch in New Caney, Texas. Everyone knows where that's at. It's a good event. Go on up there and try it out. December 28th, which is Saturday, 8:30 to 10, Kingwood Classic Cruisers, Cars, and Coffee. It's at the Whataburger in Kingwood, Texas. Y'all know up there. December 28th, also Saturday is the 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. car meet, Garages and Gearheads, the Woodlands Coffee and Cars, which, kind of goes up there in the Woodlands area. They're kind of close to each other. It's at 17707 FM 1488 Magnolia. And then, of course, the Family Cruise In Santa Fe. It's at the 3 Acres Truck Park in Santa Fe. And then Sunday, our favorite to go to is in Willis,
What
Texas.
you talking about, Willis?
I'm telling you, it's at the D&M True Value at 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Well, that'd be cool just to
29th.
head to the True Value store.
Yeah, and you could probably, if you got a gift card or something, go in there and utilize your gift card at the True Value.
Or you could try to find a Western Auto. Maybe they could take.
Yeah, there's one in
Haven't seen one
Kansas.
in
just had
years.
that-
Downtown Kansas. There's a Western Auto. I think there's still in
Downtown Kansas.
Downtown Kansas City.
Oh,
Kansas City. All Kansas.
German-Canadian resident of China was sentenced to 24 months in prison in the U.S. for
What?
stealing electric vehicle trade secrets from Tesla for his competing EV battery business, the U.S. Department of Justice said on Monday. Klaus Flugbiel, 59, pleaded guilty in June to conspiring with business partner Yilong Xiao to sell Tesla's battery manufacturing secrets to undercover FBI agents posing as Long Island business people. What are you talking about?
Willis.
Come on.
Hey, forget about
it. U.S. Department of Transportation said it will require rear seat reminder systems to boost seat belt use starting in late. Oh. Did we miss that?
Again.
Oh no, we didn't. Go for it.
Yeah. All right.
Oh, wait, now I got to back it up.
Back what up?
Back up the bus.
Well, somebody needs
VW bus.
Somebody needs to keep me in mind here.
Well, you were on the right track. It's just we moved.
I know.
the
Just
review
do it.
down.
Just do it.
So I'm going to be talking about the 2024 Jeep. Now, this is the Jeep Rubicon 392 Final Edition 4x4, and I say it like that because that's the name of it. The Jeep this year, 2024, comes in 9 trim levels.
Wow.
Starts at the Sport, which is the basic one, goes all the way up to the one we're reviewing. Now, there is a Rubicon 392 that was the top trim level, but this steps it up one more notch for this year. This is considered a small SUV, four-wheel drive. It is a Jeep. It is a very focused off-road vehicle. Every Jeep person from the factory, they live the Jeep. They know it inside and out. They're all about the Jeep. Comes with 5 seats. And on the exterior on it, you're going to find absolutely the 7-slot grille, but you're also going to find logos for the 392 Final Edition trim level. Got a 392 special suspension on it. It's got wheel flares on it. It's got a one-touch power top that comes off. It's got a functional air intake hood that looks really cool for that 392. You're going to find skid plates under the transfer case. It's got the shocks, got the worn winch. Got the heavy-duty rock sliders with a step. Now, it really, for me, because it's the 392 suspension, it's up high. I got to use the grab bar to get up in this thing. I would really like to have a step.
We don't care, Grandpa.
I know.
You're 4 foot nothing.
But I used that part of it, but it works really well. I can see where they would keep you off the rocks. 17 by 8 inch bead lock capable wheels that are on this thing. It's really set up to go off-road with a lot of power. Inside, you're going to find Napa leather seats. The front seats are heated, obviously. Got 12.3-inch Uconnect 5 screen in the middle of the dash. Now, this is where you're going to find your nav. You're going to find all your convenience controls, your camera monitors that you can switch from the front to the back. The driver has a 7-inch driver screen that's configurable so that you can get what you want as far as what the car is doing and how it's doing. Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, USBs, window controls, they're all in that center console. You got to kind of look for them because they're not on the door because the doors are removable. Take the doors off, take the top off. Now, the tailgate swings open, obviously, but it has, I think somebody went through the entire Mopar accessory catalog because this has got the fold-down table that comes on it with the cup holders. It's got a compressor built into it. It's got the Jeep Toolbox kit. I mean, it's just got lots of things built into this car for the 392 edition. But the really good thing is up under the hood, 6.4-liter V8, 470 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque with an 8-speed automatic transmission. And it has something called a performance exhaust. You push a button and the exhaust just triples in the sound of it. And it's really cool. Sit on the front porch and just start it by the remote stop, start, just to listen to it. Now, the tow rating, it'll tow 3,500 pounds, and it'll haul 1,000 pounds on it. Now, the EPA says a vehicle like this, you should be looking for 13 in the city, 16 on the highway, 14 combined. And you drove it 347 miles, and I got 13.2 miles to the gallon, which I thought was really good once I found out there's actually a 456 gear in the rear end of this thing.
Oh.
I mean, it's geared up for some serious rock crawling. Now, it's got a 21-gallon tank, but at 456 gear, you're not going to go that far in it. On the highway to drive this thing, because it's got the big tires, they'll pretty much roll over anything. And there's enough sidewall, the bumps and stuff are absorbed really well. And it's surprising how well it runs and drives. And it absorbs all that. In the city, it's small. It's got plenty of power. You can turn it. Works great. Sport model starts at $33,890. The base trim price on the 392 is $91,545.
What?
The MSRP, as tested, and this is one of those that I wish I had the money to buy
What?
$108,475 for a Jeep from the factory.
God. Wouldn't you really rather have a Buick?
It'll go just about any place you want to go, I assure you.
For $108,000?
Yeah, buddy. It's 6,100 pounds, but it's got power to move it. Competitor, you might look at a Ford Bronco. It starts at $39,630. The Toyota 4Runner is at $40,705. But really and truly, there's nothing that compares with a Jeep and the capabilities of it, unless you're getting into the $200,000 range.
Oh, my God.
I loved it.
I'm sure you did. I guess I would, too. All right. We're going to wrap up today's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show right after this quick break.
The holidays are upon us, and Pro-Am Auto Accessories is your local one-stop for the auto enthusiast on your gift list. Pro-Am Auto has been serving Houston since 1984, providing world-class products for sports cars, European sedans, and American muscle. Pro-Am was one of the very first distributors in the U.S. for brands such as Recaro, Redline, Momo, Corbeau, and Simpson. Located in the heart of Houston's premier shopping corridor, the Galleria area, Pro-Am's walk-in storefront includes an 8,000-square-foot warehouse and showroom with installation and service bays. Pro-Am reaches a worldwide audience through ProAmAuto.com, taking its local reputation to the rest of the world. Holiday gift giving is alive and well at Pro-Am Auto. If you don't see what you're looking for on the website, call and Pro-Am will lend you a hand. Pro-Am Auto, 6125 Richmond at Green Ridge in Houston's Galleria area. Call them at 713-781-7755.
From the open roads to the open waters, your adventure starts at the Houston Automotive Show at NRG Center. One ticket, 2 shows. Check out top cars, trucks, sport boats, fishing boats, and more. New designs, new technology, and everything in between. Spectacular experiences, amazing fun. There's something for everyone. Get your friends, get your family, and get your tickets now. The Houston Automotive Show, making waves and fueling adventures.
And by the way, that auto show is January 29th through February 2nd. check them out online. We'll see you there. Well, that's all for this week's In Wheel Time Car Talk Show. Be sure and check us out online at inwheeltime.com. Christmas cards and AA membership information, that's AA, Alcoholics Anonymous information, can be sent to Don at inwheeltime.com. We like car pics, so send us some of your car with a description and any info you'd like to include. We'll feature it on a future show. And when you're looking for award-winning car talk, you can find the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show 24/7 on the In Wheel Time app. Download it today if you haven't already. Grab a podcast anytime from your favorite podcast provider and look for us on the Odyssey radio app. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and inwheeltime.com. The In Wheel Time video technical director is we always need more Jazzy Jeff Zekin.
Merry Christmas.
For booking agents, video editor, and people finder, Mike Out of This World Mars. And let's not leave out our chief engineer, David Ainsley. I'm Don Armstrong. Hey, we hope you'll join us next week for our live show, coming to you from the confines of the Sugar Shack Studios in Texas, USA.
Yep.
It'll be our New Year's show, and we hope you'll join us on all of the In Wheel Time Car Talk outlets. Be safe out there. No drinking and driving. Merry Christmas. Have a great week, everybody.
Ho, 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 ho.
That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.